Welcome, my dear friends. Welcome back to the Matrix Breaking. I don't know what I'm saying in this case. Right now, I'm actually kind of very excited because I am here to continue to give you a little bit of more and more insight on how the system works with trading with binary options, with our beloved pocket option. And, well, in the previous videos, just like in this one, I am very eager to convey to you, well, essentially how to do this by the book. All right, how not to trade based on luck, but based on logic, math, statistics. My boy Donald, my boy Henry are in the house, and anybody who comes across this stream who's interested in independent living, in working from anywhere on the planet where there's internet. You can do it on the beach as long as you got good Wi-Fi. You can make money. Make money in a stable fashion without relying on some sort of voodoo. All right, today, my dear friends, today we're going to be discussing a bit more of technical analysis, essentially how well, we're going to talk about another indicator. We're going to talk about accelerator oscillator. There it is. It's really awesome. Another kind of indicator that we can use to ascertain if there is a trend. Now, actually, wait a second. I was just discussing this with one of my clients, one of my VIPs. I mean, look, we essentially see a signal right here with regards to, Schaff says that it's a buy signal right here, right, on this candle. But a little bit before that parabolic switch, right, a little bit before that, actually, we had a fractal. Right, on this candle we had fractal because we already discussed this in the previous videos that showed that, hey, it's time to consider a buy. We see that there is a switch, right? So essentially in the accelerator oscillator, we got kind of like several signals. There's the zero line. Here, let me move my drink. Okay, there we go. We got the zero line right here. And when it crosses, essentially it gives us a bit of, kind of like a signal that from bottom up, it crosses, going up. That means that that's an upward trend, upward momentum, right? Accelerator oscillator shows that. But when it crosses the zero line from the upward, to downward, that kind of gives us a clue that it should be going downward. Right, and well, we got also kind of buy signals when the next bar, the color, is bigger than the previous one, right? So in this case, we got, buy signals over here, but in this case, obviously, on this candle right here, we would have seen that maybe it's petering out because of big candle, small, big, small, and, essentially, yeah, there's that as well to consider. But essentially, we're going to give we're going to trade a little bit today with you guys using Accelerator Oscillator, giving it the most priority, right? We will prioritize this a little bit more. But we also will take a look, keep an eye out on fractals that we've discussed before in previous videos, on parabolic SAR, on Schaff, which is, kind of one of my personal favorites. And also, we will not forget something that I can't live without is support and resistance levels. Look at this beaut right here. We got 1, we got 2, we got 3, technically, and 4. Then check it out. This is like a 10-minute sucker right here, which means that we've got, maybe actually, wait a second. Let's set it up with that, because we did do a video with different time intervals as well. And look, we do have a third point contact right here, right? We got 1, 2, kind of like a 3, 1, 2, yeah, I would say so, yeah, it's a pretty good one. And 4. So now we're in the, sort of in the middle of this pinching, aspect. So okay, so that's it. I mean, this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be keeping an eye out on this. And let's switch over to a bit different time interval. Let's see this also, we could adjust it a little bit. There we go, right? There we go. Let's see, we got a cell signal form, parabolic. We do have a cross, there it is. You know what, let's take this position. Let's take this position. Well, actually, see, that's the interesting part. We got a 5-minute. All right, let's take it for 3-minute position. All right, let's open it and see where it goes. But remember that the general rule of thumb, it's not something that's written in stone. This is not something that like it's either this or bust. But general rule of thumb is that if you trade with 1-minute intervals, with 1-minute candles, then the expiration should be for 2 minutes. So in this case, I mean, we've kind of like did a little bit, the other direction, right? We're trading we analyze the market with 5 minutes, but we've opened a position for a 3-minute reach expiration. So not the ideal situation, but let's take a look, how it goes. All right, so we got parabolic here. We got the crossing, right? That's essentially why we opened it. Usually people will wait about the cross. When it crosses, usually people will wait for the second bar, right? I mean, this is something that you will need to test. I mean, we can certainly do a bit. Maybe I'll take a historical stroll into the past, and we'll take a look and see. Take a look and see together really what kind of statistics we can expect from this. Alright, so it seems like we might be losing this. Actually, let's take a look let's actually switch to something that we usually enjoy seeing a bit more. 1-minute candles. Alright, see, actually here we got like a totally different picture. Right, we do have a kind of like a downward, potential, but here actually we got parabolic that's pushing upwards. So within a couple of minutes, this might be, pushing up, but here it's actually a downward trend, and we're looking at that maybe in about, well, because this is a 5-minute candles, maybe in 10-minute expirations, this will actually be lower. So that's why choosing the right time interval is actually quite important. So here we got, all right, so we're going to continue with this. All right, seems like we might be in the money, but, I don't want to speak too soon. But even if we lose, this is where the beautiful thing about what we do is that we're still able to make money regardless of how, if we have a few negative trades. So this is basically, the I don't know, the meat and potatoes of the whole trading secret is that you have to pick the right money management. It's super important, and that's essentially it. So we're gonna win this position. There we go, in the money, baby. So 3 minutes, I made $9. Haha. All right, let's take, okay, so anyway, so we're looking at, we're focusing today a little bit more on the accelerator oscillator. It's an indicator that gives us, well, kind of like a reversal points perhaps, right? So there was a kind of like a dip. The ideal situation is kind of something like this, right? When it goes up a little bit, but then, here we at this point we see that it crosses. If we're, I don't know, if we zoom in, this is still up, so second bar right here, right? On the second bar, we could have taken a sell trade, but, with other indicators like SHAP, it said that you should sell here, right, at the beginning, or perhaps at the beginning of this candle, but in this case, it is a bit conflicting, right? With Euro Dollar OTC, it is conflicting a bit with other indicators, because parabolic says up, right? Shaft said sell. Accelerator oscillator is kind of inclining that yes, there should be a sell position. And well, you do see that it kind of retraced, but we got other indicators. For example, on this candle, we had fractal saying buy, we got parabolic saying buy. But in this case, if we chose, we could have started a particular, look at this beautiful, beautiful resistance level, right? And somewhere here, it kind of started across the zero line. I don't know, and kind of dipped right back in. But at the breakout strategy, right, the beautiful breakout right here, We got parabolic, we got shaft, we got crossing of the zero line. I mean, buy signals all around, and as you can see, it did go higher. All right, so this is something that is, kind of, in my opinion, kind of cool. So something worth keeping an eye out. All right, so we're still kind of sticking with it now. We got the crossing of the zero line. Let's take a, I don't know, let's take a 1 minute trade, right? Right now, as you notice, we're using a timer. So 22 seconds until this candle's over. So our position is going to close in the following candle. And actually, I'm thinking that I'm going to choose a higher position. All right, so this timer right here with the 1 minute candle is when this candle's over. But the time for the expiration is going to be somewhere in this candle right here, about 20 seconds till the end of it, right? So about another like 30 seconds from now, it should be, it should be closing. All right, so keeping an eye out on this. I still believe that it should be going down. Right, we got some signals. We actually got a lot of signals with regards to shaft, with regards to parabolic, with regards to crossing of the zero line. So the probability is higher that it is going to go downward. All right, so we're going to go another 20, another timer for another minute for a downward position, second step martingale, and I think I'm going to go with like 10, 20, 30. Yeah, I'm going to go with a 50 for the third step martingale, though right now I'm beginning to think that pocket option clients are doing something unusual. All right, we got fractal saying that it should be going up. All right, we do have shaft. Let's kind of zoom in. That kind of went below, so if it does touch the bottom line, right? You see that it did cross, and if it touches, if it goes back up, I mean, we could see a buy signal right here. I don't know, this was kind of like I don't know, mediocre, I would say. So there was a crossing of the zero line, but it kind of happened a little bit fast, though might be seeing a different. There was a breakout here, so this line is no longer active, but I do believe that we got a relatively nice support level here. So let's see. All right, so we're going for 50. Third step martingale, something that is probably going to be the end of. I'm probably not going to go for the fourth step, though. Actually, statistically speaking, I think I should be good. All right, we got conflicting signals there. So we got the color change, right? There was a crossing over here, but this happened kind of quick. Maybe I didn't really enter at the right point. But let's take a look. Yes, so it looks like we got a really decent 1, 2, 3, 4-point contact support. Well, in this case, maybe we could match it with the possible, right, with the possible other resistance levels, right? So if it's going to go up, how high is it going to go, right? Is it going to be at that point somewhere here, or perhaps even, something a little bit more leveled, right? So in line with a longer trend. And anyways, we were in the money, all right? It seems like there could be a upward trend. We're looking once again for the crossing. We give a little bit more attention to the accelerator oscillator, right? This is not really something that we like right here, this kind of situation, right? What's nice, there was a crossing, there was a nice, upward movement, there was a nice, crossing here. Well, yeah, this was kind of weak, right? There was a crossing here, but though it, started to go upwards. Same thing here, in terms of an upward movement. Yes, we did see a higher high. But maybe when it's this close, there we go, crossing, by the way, when it's this close to a level of resistance, because remember, we started, we showed this at a bit different time interval, and we're seeing, right, actually we're seeing even a bigger, if we take a look at a bigger picture, we do see relatively nice support level. So it is coming to a pinch. Actually, this would be actually something that I would say a signal for majority of people. You see, lots of people were asking, hey, Alex, do you provide signals? I'm thinking that, wow, when you're trading with 1 minute, it's actually really, really tough to give a signal, considering just how quickly you need to realize it, right? How quickly you need to take advantage of it. So hold on, we're kind of trading, we're kind of in the middle of something here, but I'll finish my thought in a little bit. Actually, I think I'm going to open a position. There we go. It closed, it opened another one. All right, so understand this. When somebody says, I'll give you signals, right? They do a market analysis. They do exactly what we are doing right now. They take a look at a 5-minute, 10-minute, and they see certain levels of resistance or support. And I can tell you, right now, if we take a look at 5-minute graph, I mean, I can tell you that with this very, very long upward trend, we're seeing somewhat a new lower highs, right? There it is. So it's meeting resistance. This upward growth is meeting finally resistance. So now this is like a compressed spring. Here we're looking at it from several different angles. We got one, we got two, we got 3-point contact. 1, 2, we got 3-point contact. So technically we're headed for a pinch, right? For a squeeze, right? Between this movement right here, and it does look like it could be, there we go, we made money, all right, going back to 10 bucks. And it does look like it should be breaking out, right? So we got, other possible levels of resistance and support, right? So we're keeping an eye out on everything. I don't know if you can see this. Let's make it a little fatter. There we go. And let's make this a little thicker. There we go. And this we can also make a little thicker as well. There we go. All right, so between 1, 2, 3, it's an established level of resistance. 1, 2, 3, it's an established level of support. We got 1, 2, we got 1, kind of like a parallel here only, but it's visible more in 1-minute candles, right? So we got like 1, 2, kind of like a false breakout. It came close. We could adjust it just a little bit. There we go, kind of like this. And we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4. So this is, I don't know, I would say that this is kind of a weak, let's make it thinner, a weak level of resistance, but we got a really nice, thicker, more weighty, more reliable, level of support. So at some point, if it breaks out, all right, if it passes this particular line right here, if it passes that, we got, kind of like a small opportunity because the next level of resistance is going to be just below it, right? But if it breaks through this, then we, did I make money here? Yes, I did. I made money here with you guys, right? So because it looks like it's dropping back down, the momentum, and I'm thinking that maybe we are actually going to see something like this, right? So if it kind of stays with it, if it goes back down, but I'm not really sure. So we'll see what the market says, and that's why we constantly keep moving these. So the market gives us a better picture of what it's going to try to do, right? So we understand that, anytime there is an upward movement, right, there was a good one, right? 1, 2, 3, on the fourth one it broke through, kind of came back, but then, a bit more, right? With a shaft, with crossing over here, with parabolic, with fractals. I mean, all of them kind of gave you an idea that it should be going downward. At that point, if it broke through that level, then you're looking for a different, right, in this case, resistance level. It broke through. We got a crossing of the zero line. We got the, shaft. We got the breakout. We got the parabolic. We got the fractal. I mean, how much more do you need? How beautiful is this? Now, when it breaks through, once again, you start to understand that maybe it's going to be going upwards higher and higher. And in that case, we're looking at a squeeze. There we go. I don't know. I didn't really take advantage of it, but we do have, as I mentioned, we got a signal from shaft. We got parabolic that's been kind of talking to us that it's going to be going upwards. But here we got 1, we got 2, sort of 3. Not really the ideal picture, but I don't know. Maybe somebody would have stretched the truth and, made some money on this particular candle. All right. Oh, and I do want to remind everybody that chats are open right now. However, if you're maybe not comfortable about voicing your question for everybody to see, but everybody everybody at the moment is just Henry and Donald and me. Maybe some other viewers are in the house as well. But anyways, ask about financial independence. I mean, what do you expect from, kind of instruments like this? If this is scary, if this is not, maybe you're more of a traditional person. Let's, open the discussion. Let's start something, happening right now. I'd love for this not to be a monologue, but a dialogue. Let's talk about how you can make, maybe stable, smart financial decisions. And this is a wonderful instrument because I kind of keep repeating myself, and I'm sorry for that, but this is not really the only thing that you need in order to, be financially independent for life. Yes, it's possible. 40% per day off your balance in 1 month will turn $1,000 into 20 million bucks. Right? You don't have to trust me. I can show you essentially this in numbers. So anyways, if you're not quite comfortable asking here in chats, live, you can kind of go and talk to me one-on-one in Telegram channel. We're posting signals there, but I'd much rather teach you how to analyze the market, not to trust some bubba across, the screen. I don't know. You don't even guys know where I am, but I'm in Cyprus right now, chilling and relaxing. It's actually a great place to relax. I don't know if I would want to live here though, but nevertheless, it's a little. I don't want to say the word boring, but it is a little bit calm. It's so calm. Actually, for me, I think it's perfect. But I think my wife and kids are actually somebody, that they need a little bit more action. Anyways, all right, so we're testing the resistance level that's been established, right? See, here it actually breaks through, but if you combine the cumulatively the quotes of this over the course of like 5 minutes, all right, you see that it's almost like exactly on point, right? So we're kind of starting to test this, and interesting enough, notice parabolic SAR, I think around here we started to strain about here at 1600, right? GMT plus 3 time. And, well, here it was a sell signal. So we had kind of like, right, with a 5-minute time intervals, we took a look at a smaller, kind of thing, and we did see, right, where's 1600? Yeah, right about here. We did see a lower low, right? So it did decline a little bit, right? But we had a breakout strategy over here. It tested. Now it's going back down, which is actually really freaking good. If you're joining me right now, notice that there's a pinching factor involved here with a multiple time interval analysis. You're quite capable of seeing yourself now that there is, it's being pinched, right? 1, 2, 3. We got 1, 2, kind of here, but 3. So we do have 2 established levels of resistance and support. Now all we have to do is wait for approximately, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 5-minute candles. So yeah, we might need to wait for like 20 minutes. But once there is a breakout, chances are it's going to be going, we're going to catch a trend. We might actually ride a wave for, quite some time, for 15, 20 minutes. Right, so we see that 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this is still a valid level of support, right? And that's actually it's very important because if it goes down and breaks through this line right here, right, this one, it's not going to go, well, it could go actually right away into something, big and long and aggressive. That sounded weird, right? But it's in actuality, it should have points of, kind of retracement. I would say that actually, if we put a horizontal line right about, I think right about here would be a good, right about here would be also a good point, right? So if it's going to go down, probably bounce, go, up again a little bit higher. And if it breaks through this, we are going to open the position. Look, see, we got like, accelerator oscillator kind of showing us a decline. So if it there we go, it crossed. Let's open for 1 minute. So if it's going to go down, this is actually no longer valid. It played out. Yeah, so if it's going to break through this, here's the next point of interest on this line right here, because it did touch 1, 2, 3, 4. So it could go break through, touch this, and bounce back. At that point, I would consider, all of the levels still active, because it would be considered kind of like a false breakout. So, kind of something that we need to keep in mind. But if it breaks through this, if it breaks through that, then hell yeah. But we do see that it bounced at this level. It kind of, sawed this level, in the past, quite, a couple of times. So this could be that also point of retracement. The one afterwards, I would say that somewhere here. The one after is somewhere here, right? So we were talking about Fibonacci retracement and Fibonacci fan. So these are the things that we consider. Yeah. So something that we keep in mind that with other indicators, right? We did have a crossing over here. We got parabolic that switched. We're looking at yeah, we're looking at, okay, shaft is rounding out, so it's kind of also giving me an idea, inclination, thinking that it's still going to go down. Wait a second, why are we opening position? Let's open another one. There we go. Right, and still no chats other than with there we go. All right, so we got a confirmation from Shaft, okay, that, sell signal here. We got parabolic, sell signal there. It broke through. It looks like it's going to break through this, which means that, man, actually this is very exciting, because we're probably going to ride the train for a while. I'm thinking that, yeah, somewhere up to here, at this point, I would be a bit more cautious. But if it goes down further, I would say that, man, yeah, we would, we would expect a particular, pullback at some point. Actually, yeah, I don't think that, we're going to open another position as soon as this one closes. And it could close. Oh, there we go. All right, so it did close in the money. All right, so just as I said, there could be a pullback, because, look, somebody that opened the position here for like 5 minutes, or, well, let's say that somebody opened the position, let's say, yeah, here. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, on the fifth point, the position closed on the 5th minute. That's why there is a retracement, and, I would say that we would have to go to the second point martingale. Well, wait a second. Okay, so wait. So yes, it did break through this one. You know what? I'm not even gonna go with that for a downward movement. Look, we actually have a relatively good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th point contact. Man, this is the one that's becoming more and more interesting for us as a level of support, because now if it breaks through once again, we got some probabilities, right, that it's going to continue to go down for a while, right? So we lost on that one. Let's see, I'm kind of still in the mix. I still think it's going to go down, but I don't know if I'm ready to open the position until I see more from the market. You see, I know that I can. I know that I can beat AI, because this is when you push this button, AI opens the position with the highest probability for success. Though the highest probability could be like 10%. That's why the benefit for me as a human is that I can wait until I see a higher probability. I don't like 10%, right? Maybe I'll take a look at this when it's uh, when it's like 50, 60, 70% or higher. All right. And actually, yeah, I don't know why I did this right now. It's maybe a bit more impulsive. And wait, okay, so I don't know why I went for a sell. So I actually have to go for 50 now. And we'll see. So I do expect that there should be a bit of a pullback. And on the next minute, though, we will see maybe Shaft. There it is. There's the crossing. All right, I'll go higher. Taking the leap. I think I would have preferred to wait until this is over. This one. So this is going to close in the minus. All right, we got $70 in play right now, and I'm thinking that the next one is 150, and I think I'm actually going to be, still going up on the next position if we don't win on this one, because everything looks like it should be going up, right? We got parabolic, we got crossing of the accelerator oscillator, all right, there we go. So 50, we got another 30 seconds or so for it to go a little bit higher than the entry point. There we go. Now, this was a big candle. That's why I was expecting that there should be a bit of a pullback. So we'll see. I might be cutting it close. So if there is a pullback to the point where it's negative, I still believe that the next candle should be green. And that's why we are going to open an upward position. All right, but it is in the money. There we go. It is in the money. So that's, I'm kind of glad that we don't have to open a $150 position. Still a bit scary for me. But there we go. I'll open. So notice that today I'm trading with the timer. Once again, these lessons are not, or these streams are not really, about selling a trick. I understand that I'm a very specific kind of person. I understand that you are a very specific kind of person as well, and that you might prefer something that I don't. Right, so today we're trading with a timer, and you can see that the expirations are going over into the following candle, which for some people's, for somebody doing the analysis, they might not appreciate that, right? That they would enjoy. I mean, if the signal's there, it's right till the end of the candle. So you are the one, you specifically as a trader are the one to determine what kind of expiration you prefer, right? So how do you trade? If you're trading with like 15-second candles and your statistic shows that you're freaking awesome as long as it's at the end of the candle. This is the beautiful thing about pocket option, is that they give you this kind of flexibility. All right, now 1 second, I need to answer a chat here. To my team, because it seems like we got spammers in our Twitch chat. Anyways, all right. So we are seeing an upward movement, right? This is kind of like as beautiful as sexy as it gets, right? We got a breakout officially, and actually, I would say that I would kind of go as far as venture a prediction that it's it might be going after the breakout as high as this point. All right, so wait a second. Let's switch over to there we go, 3 minutes. All right, so if it's going to go up, it's probably, actually based on the tech analysis, it could go as high as here, but I would, higher, think that if it does go high, it's going to go up to this point right here before, because it is that level of resistance. So there was a spike. There was, there should be a bit of a retracement. Let's kind of see. We got like this crossing over here. I don't know. It looks kind of weak, right? So it became smaller and smaller and smaller. Here there was a buy signal from from Shaft. But again, we're looking at 3 minutes, which means for 6 minutes worth of expiration. So actually, it would have been a false signal. That's why it kind of chewed at this level. That's actually another important thing to keep in mind, where, this kind of situation where it barely goes above and, below, not really the ideal. It's not really as sexy to us, versus, when we got this, like really deep, movement, right? There was a downward movement here. We could have set a resistance level that broke through. We got an awesome, awesome, awesome growth. Man, I wish I was like part of this. Right, at that point we got 1, 2. At the third point, it bounced really high. That's actually what support and resistance levels tell you. That if it bounces and goes high, chances are it's going to continue. It did continue, and for if this is 3 minutes, then we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. right? So 33 minutes, right? Essentially, over half an hour worth of a bullish trend. Let's actually take a look. So from here, right, from 12 o'clock, essentially, right? 12 o'clock. Let's see, where is that beautiful trend from 12? Yeah, right about here, right? And look, buy, second step martingale, buy, second step martingale, buy, third step martingale, buy, second step martingale, second step martingale. Then you would have made your 20-30% here easily, right? So this is the beautiful part about trading. I mean, I don't know if you can hear the giddiness in my voice. If you're able, right, we talked about last video that, you go here, you select a bunch of 92%, and you start looking. You start looking because, we understood at this point that there was a breakout strategy, right? And that there were, confirming signals, maybe multiple interval analysis to be done, right, to establish, hey, there it is, then it started to go up, and you just rode the train, right? In this case, every candle is bigger or every bar after the crossing is bigger than the one before. It's confirming that it should continue to go upwards. You got a whole bunch of other indicators. Maybe you got a good support level here as well. Let's take a look. Could we have done a good support level here? Right, let's see. You got one kind of like here, right? We got one, we got two, we got three, we got four. I don't know, but it started to grow very aggressively, and well, I don't know. Actually, I wouldn't have trusted this because the growth is so freaking awesome and aggressive. The pullback is natural, right? And it touches the third point here. On the fourth point, it kind of breaks out. So at this point here, somewhere here, I would have said stop. Enough is enough. But there it is. This is what we're looking for. Trend is your freaking friend. Just like Morpheus, I'm kind of giving you the red pill. Yes, you can trade into money. Yes, you can do this over and over. Check out my previous videos. A whole bunch of them were done. And over the course of a year with my other affiliate, I mean, hence the mask and the voice change. But, if you ever talk to me and you earn my trust through Telegram, I could, probably share with you where I worked before. I did work for two, massive, major international brokers, and I mean, we are able to, I can put my, I guess, money where my mouth is. I can show you that I've been doing this for a very, very long time, and that you're able to do this into profit as long as you stick to the plan. All right, so interesting enough. Let's take a look at the different time intervals. All right, 5-minute graph. All right, so we got one, we got two, we got three. This, my dear friends, is something that I would say is a false breakout. All right, now I've mentioned this before. False breakout is when an asset breaks out on one candle, but on the next one it comes right back in. And this means that this line right here, it's still active. It's still valid. Just like this, 1, 2, 3, we, got this in the middle of this right now. Just like 1, 2, well, in this case, see, we got only like a 2-point contact, but we understand that with the wicks touching those parts, that with a smaller time interval graph, we are seeing validity to it. We got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4, we got 5, right? In 3 minutes, we also see a bunch of wicks touching this, but when we look at 1-minute candles, we actually see the bodies. There they are, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, this doesn't even count because essentially on the one candle it went one under and then came back and it closed here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th-point contact, and everything is still holds up. Everything is still valid. All right, so this is beautiful situation to be in. All right, 1 second. Let's check in with my team. Okay. All right, so oh, you know what? Wait a second. I kind of dropped the ball here. We with 1-minute candles, we didn't open a position for a sell here. I've been yammering too much, man. There was a beautiful buy signal here, right? Crossing of the zero line, shaft confirming, parabolic. Man, this is as good as it freaking gets. All right. I mean, I love this kind of scenario right here. This was great. Yeah, I love the fact that, right now the market is going, kind of establishing new highs, but it does go for those retracements. All right, so still valid. We're still good with this. Pinching factor, it means that it should be within the next like 5-10 minutes. It should have a breakout, but on which side, downward or upward? Well, now we can't really predict that yet. All right. Uh, okay. No, still, yeah, we got, the Donald just kind of gave me the thumbs up with, man, this is really great. Uh, Great opportunity. He's trading with us right now, and this is something that also, yeah, he's making money. Okay. All right. So I would say there we go. We got a breakout. We don't really have any. All right. 1 minute candle. All right, so let's see what the market will do. I got $10. I don't know. Did I win last one? Yes, I did. All right, so as you can see, we got, in this case, we still made $46, even though we lost 30, which means we're $16 in the profit. We got, so essentially we're in the profit for the day, right? Made money, lost once again here to $16 in profit. We made $8 here. We made, 9. We got, as I mentioned, 16. We got 9. Yeah, we made like $100 already while we are close to $100 while we were still trading less than, well, what time is it right now? It's 16, right? 40 minutes, right? 40 minutes, and actually, wait a second, 40 minutes. So we've made $9, 16 and 9, 25, right? We've made 25, so 33. So let's say like 42, 51, 67. All right, so around $70, right? 40 minutes, $70. Not too shabby, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Is this like enough for hourly wage? $70 per hour? Awesome. All right, so wait a second. Now we got something happening here. It's actually really good, though. I don't know. Everything right now is pointing towards the fact that there should be a retracement, right? So we got the bars that are getting smaller. And coming to the crossing, we got shaft that's kind of deep, right? Which also kind of indicates that maybe it doesn't have really all that. So it could stay here for a while, and this could have like a red bar and going, and continuing to go downward. And at that point, once again, we're looking at different points of interest. I would say that this is a relatively good level. Where the asset could prove interesting to some buyers. So we got, let's see how this candle closes because we still got 47 plus seconds to it. But if it closes more of a wick than body, but it looks like it's starting to grow, that it's getting momentum. Yep, there we go. All right, so let's see if it does break out. I mean, I would love to have like an additional signal confirmation though. I don't know. Okay, wait a second. So right now I'm not particularly, how should I say that? I'm not particularly eager to test this. Yeah, breakout strategy, man. I mean, it closed outside. That means that the next one should be closing lower. Right. So if it, but there was already. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got the fifth red candle, right? Which is also kind of says a lot. That means that it can't really. How many do we have in a row? The longest, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the seventh one started to go back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In a row, right? 1, 2, 3, right? So it's not, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't know. I don't think that it's got enough momentum. Yeah, somewhere maybe around here. See, it came close to this level already. But I think that, yeah, at some point, yeah, there should be a retracement, just exactly like we're watching here. So if on this candle it goes back inside, once again, I really don't know. There's a mixture of signals we got. a sell from parabolic, but if it closes above, we could consider this still an active level. Yeah, all right. So yeah, we're gonna do this, but I don't know. Once again, instinctively, not something that I would ever encourage anybody else to do, is to open positions instinctively. But yeah, this looks like a false breakout, but man, just to what extent? Let's take a look at a different time interval. Let's see what's going on here. All right, so we got like a 1, we got a 2, we got a 3, we got a 4, a false breakout, we got a 4, and it looks like we also have a 5th, right, false breakout. Yeah. Alright, we did have a crossing here, we got a sell signal, so we got a parabolic. So with a 3-minute for 6-minute time interval, or expiration, we should be seeing a downward movement some more. But within these 6 minutes, it could go up a little bit higher and close our position out of money, or like right now. And I would say that, yeah, I'm still going to be trusting the parabolic, though I did it for a minute again. Damn. Alright, so from this point right here where I entered, maybe I'm not going to go any further, but I do believe that the next two candles with the 3-minute, well, rather 6-minute expiration with the 3-minute interval, that the next, that it should be lower than this point right here. Alright, we have a crossing, we got parabolic, and we had relatively good entry point. Alright, hold on, yeah, so I shouldn't have done that intuition thing. Alright, let's take a look at 1-minute time intervals. Alright, so it should go down, but as I mentioned, in 6 minutes it should be lower than, alright, we made our money. Alright, so kind of guilty as charged. I mean, I'm not a robot. I do have emotions that I'm trying to keep in check. We're certainly going to discuss emotional anchors as well. But, this is where hopping back and forth into certain time intervals, you got to be careful that you choose the right kind of expiration. Alright, so let's take a look. So with 1-minute candles, we've opened the position. I think it was like barely, like skin of the teeth. Right somewhere here, I opened for a timer, and it did close 60 seconds later, a bit lower. So let's again hop to a third, 2-minute interval. And look at that. We got 3 signals for sell, and yet, the buyers are, they have the momentum. Buyers have the ball. All right. With regards to, bulls have advantages over here right now. All right. What about 5-minute? What do we got on 5-minute? All right. So we got 1, 2, 3, false breakout 4. And, well, yeah, man, here actually it has kind of a weird situation. We do have a crossing for an upward movement here, but we got parabolic to confirm that, right? So on the second bar, there's a parabolic, there's a fractal here as well. Shaft kind of did a reversal, but that doesn't count in this scenario. And, well, yeah, it went up. It went up to the highest level here. Retraced, right? We have a resistance level. Why do we have a resistance level there? Is it a good one? We got 1, we got 2, and on the third one it broke through. So no, this is not a valid level of resistance. Right, we do have something here. 1, we got 2, and if there is a reversal right now, and it comes back down to here somewhere, we would have like a possible head and shoulder pattern. So let's take a look. 1-minute candles, right? So 1-minute candles, still everything is up, right? Look, we got shaft, we got crossing. Yeah, we got shaft, we got crossing. I really did get lucky here, actually. It wasn't really about skill. But we got, actually, I don't know really. I think I was in the 3-minute one, right? Because look, we got on this candle right here, we got the fractal to come up to say that it's a buy. On the next candle, there was a breakout and parabolic and crossing. And on the next candle right here, we got shaft confirming that there is, indeed a strong buy opportunity here. So yeah, kind of getting an idea, um, jumping between time intervals is helpful to the point where you understand where the general trend is going. But also we need to keep in mind that with 1 minute candles, there within that higher time interval, there's a whole bunch of lower time intervals and lower expirations that could paint a different picture, right? With the 3 minute, there we go. We had a sell signal here. We had like shaft rounding out. We had kind of this crossing, and we kind of understood that, man, you know what? It should be going down plus a resistance level, but now it's officially broken through. And I mean, we could continue to ride this pony. Look at that. Look at that. It's beautiful. Is it going to go higher though? So this was the highest point in the previous, and the slightly higher point after that was around here. So does it have enough momentum to continue to go upwards? I don't know. Alright, let's kind of keep an eye out on this very aggressive growth. I would much rather see it grow over time with pullbacks. This is just too aggressive. And, when you're, look at graphs long enough, you notice that if it's like almost vertical, it doesn't, this is not something that can be sustained for a long time. All right, so we need to, or very rare, I should say that. It's very rare that it's sustained for like a long time, more than like 10, 15 minutes, kind of like we've witnessed right here for like half an hour. All right, so, but once again, we follow the signals. All right, and if it goes up, I'm actually expecting that at some point right now, yeah, there we go. So we got a dropping. We got a curving, we got a, approaching those levels of interest. We got a big candle followed by a smaller. If this one closes smaller still, I mean, this would be also another, signal, or a combination of signals that there should be a reversal coming up right now. There we go. All right, let's see. So we got like a bar that's smaller, but barely. So there still might be some kind of bullish momentum. All right, and it's coming up to those highest points in the past like 4 hours, right? So actually more. The highest point, since like 7 in the morning. This was the level that it reached several times, and it's approaching that level right now as well. So yeah, it looks like it's getting smaller, right? Big, smaller, smaller still. So nothing says that, nothing, essentially, prevents it from actually being the next one still shooting very aggressively and going beyond this, right? Let's understand that with a different time interval, we understand that there was a higher point. All right, so there was a higher point here, and once again, it kind of matches the previous highest point. See, there it is. There's a body here, and it actually crosses the. It's actually really good. Look at that, right? Super level. There it is. All right, so it's not the highest point. It's just the highest point in the past couple of hours, from like 12:30. Or actually, we could say that even from here, from about 7:30. When it pulled back, there we go, it dropped, did its thing, pulled back, dropped, pulled back. So this is a level of interest. Actually, let's kind of copy this. There we go. And I would say that if it's going to continue to go up, this is the level, and it did. Look, it touched and it's retracing right now. Let's go back to 1 minute candle so we can see red ones. All right, there's the breakout. There's an early sell signal from Fractal on this candle. I don't know. Actually, I don't think I wanted to even do $10. So let's do 5. Because I kind of missed the good entry point. So it does seem like everything is pointing that it should be going down. We got a fractal. It bounced away from a relatively decent resistance level. It's approaching parabolic, so I am expecting it to go back up. We do have a breakout Not particularly a solid level because we got one, we got two, and on the third one it broke through. Right, but we got shaft that's kind of like rounding out. We got accelerator oscillator that keeps getting lower and lower and lower bars. Right, so in this case I would probably go for a $10 position now and kind of wait it out, wait to see. There we go. So we looks like we should be crossing. 1 minute candle. Are we crossing? Well, we're going to see the crossing the next bar in 50 seconds, but as I mentioned, yeah, it really does look like it should be going downward. Right, as I mentioned, we give preference to and let's take another position, $5 right away. We give preference to accelerator oscillator, but it's going to give us the next bar in 30 seconds or so. But we do see that essentially that's what I was saying, the signals from accelerator oscillators crossing of the zero line from down up. It's a buy signal. From up down, it's a sell signal, but also the color coordination. Right, so you see that there is a diminishing factor, kind of growth in the momentum based on what the asset is doing, what the graph is showing you. You're also seeing, sorry, in 5, 4, 3, 2, there we go, we're going to see, is it going to cross? There we go, and I think that, yeah, would be a good, yeah, I usually, I usually trade till the end of the candle, but today we're doing a timer. So we got a parabolic switching to the top, we got a crossing, all right, but it seems like it might have a little bit of upward momentum. Now look, I didn't actually lose $5, right? We got $5 bet, $5. It ended on the same quote, right? We got 929, 929, opening and closing price. So I didn't lose, which means that I'm starting like at $10, even though I wanted a a $5. That's why the next position will be for 20. But I do believe, look, shaft is rounding out. I do believe that the next candle should be red as well. So we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Man, I don't know. Did I? Yeah, I lost, right? Yeah, I lost. All right, $20, and I'm actually still going to go. So we got 10, 20. If I lose 20, there'll be 60. Let's go to 60. All right, we'll do a little bit more aggressive martingale. But again, we got multiple signals saying sell. Right here we got a sell, right here we got a sell, and shaft is about to kind of round out unless it does one of those things where it does like this, pink, and bounces back. So let's kind of wait and see. Got another about 20 some odd seconds. And yeah, I think that I would switch this support level to a possible support level after. All right, so I'm not gonna, yeah, let's wait for a better situation, because even though technical analysis shows us that it's bearish dominant, we got, since this is OTC, we got our beloved pocket option clients who are, buying right now instead of selling for some reason. All right, and I would say that this is, wait a second, let's take a look at a different time interval. All right, wait a second, how did we do this? No, not this, this is still good. This, all right, so, right here. So we do have kind of like a 1, a 2, 3, 4, false breakout, 5, and on this one, well, it did go. So this one is no longer a valid, all right, it did break through, and it's no longer a valid level of support or resistance, right? So we do have a horizontal level of resistance now, and we have a possible kind of yeah, let's go back to 1 minute. 1, 2, we got a sell still here, right? And it's kind of weird situation happening. Well, not weird, because we got a sell signal here, we got a sell signal here, but it did go up and kind of delayed, I guess. Yeah, it was a delayed factor. Okay. All right, my dear friends, 1 second, let's go back to the full screen. All right, we made some money today. I think for an hour, like $70, $80, whatever is in our pocket now is actually quite good. You'll be the judge of that, though. I don't know if this is something that you might be interested in. Financial independence, you can do this anywhere, from the beach, from the mountains, from the middle of the city. I don't know, you can, at a play, you can still do this with your phone, as long as you understand really certain concepts. So Morpheus here giving you the red pill, showing you again that it's possible. This is live. I did not pre-record this because if you click right now on the pocket option link below, that's in the comments right there, it's there, and you go back to euro dollar OTC, right? Let's kind of again, right, euro dollar OTC with 1 minute candles or 3 minute candles. You will see exactly from GMT plus 3 time from 6 o'clock, right? We started trading somewhere here, all right, actually, well, yeah, a little bit sooner, right? There we go. Started the stream somewhere here, and you will see exactly the same kind of graph. Actually, wait a second. Now that I've looked at this, we got a relatively interesting resistance level. Look at this. Look at this. I kind of missed this. Somehow I was focused on the different things of pullbacks, but look, we got higher highs, and that's kind of also, once again, a part of this whole signals and everything. All right, so as I mentioned, this is live. I'm proving to you every single day. Tomorrow, my dear friends, we're going to be looking at something interesting. Let's take a look at the calendar. Right, tomorrow, Tuesday, we do have retail sales for United States. Technically, it's the third most popular statistic. So we're going to look at this and do a little bit more trading with regards to. Oh, I didn't show. There we go. So we're going to be looking at 3:30, right? A little bit earlier than today. We got by half an hour. Retail sales. The USD is gonna kind of make an impression. It should be making an impression. It's the third most popular macro statistic. So we'll see, and we'll do a little bit more live trading with already what we've discussed. We're going to talk, we're going to still include fractal and accelerator, oscillator, parabolic, maybe something else, but with support, resistance, and everything that we've been doing, we're going to continue tomorrow as well. So I'm going to make a little money, and hopefully you will learn something new. All right, and like, subscribe, it's something, and leave a comment. I would really love for us and my team, for me and my team, to understand what you guys need most. All right, whether it's some more talk about emotional control, more talk about fundamental analysis or technical analysis, though, once again, the easiest part is to actually build a plan. The hard part is to stick to it, especially when it works. All right, my friends, thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.